know, it's not the first time they've played. Tyson beat him in a somewhat close match a few months ago.
And just deep there, so Tardio does get the ball back to start this one, and he's got to have a lot of confidence.
And that's going to be the pattern that I'm going to be watching early here, Dave, is you know that Tyson's going to test the Tardio backhand. So what can Tardio do when Tyson returns there? Can he run around and find some points with the forehand, or can he hit the backhand well enough to get through McGuffin?
0-0.
And McGuffin on display with the forehand. You mentioned that match out in LA. McGuffin won 11-3, 4-11, 11-6. So they have played twice. They played once last year where McGuffin ran over a much younger Tardio. He has come a long way. The question is he ready for a semifinal on center against one of the veteran singles special, not specialists, but one of the top singles player in the game. What a play from Tardio, showing that anticipation and reach.
Yeah, the athleticism showing that he's got plenty of spring in his step, and he's going to need it. I'm very familiar with Tyson's game. Obviously, Tyson is really moving well, seems very focused. So Tardio's going to have to take this one from him, but he seems ready to compete.
We'll just move on from whatever that swing was. And the ability to just put that away.
It's becoming a no-go zone on the pass for McGuffin. I mean, it's so tough to be on the stretch and generate that much strength redirecting the volley, but he's done it twice in a row now.
0-2.
And the Ferrari forehand is fully gassed and ready to go.
You know, Tyson is playing some clean pickleball at the moment. Tardio's going to have to do his best to slow him down. Easier said than done.
0.
Short return to the forehand, and McGuffin barking at his crew, and they are loving it.
Just like in his previous rounds, he's been pretty loud early. You can see how much he wants this one.
4-0.
Just misses inside out. So I think for the youngster, it's imperative just get rid of that zero, settle in on center here.
Right now, McGuffin going more middle with a lot of the returns, really trying to take the angle away from Tardio. Tardio not able to really effectively move forward as these rallies are going.
The volleys from Tardio are on point to start this match. That was not easy at the full stretch either. But can he find something here on serve?
0-4.
Yeah, did a nice job stepping into that one. Got his weight through the shot with his lower body. Like you mentioned, it's always nice to just get that first one.
Oh, outrageous two-handed backhand roll from Tardio. He has every shot in the book. It's just a matter of consistently putting it together. That was nasty. And that is a brilliant singles point from Gabe Tardio.
Well, like we mentioned, once you get that first one, it frees you up, and he's played a couple of beautiful points after getting on the board here.
Love the backhand cut approach there. That was dropping right in the kitchen. Boy, and that return on the line.
Yeah, and I like what Tardio's doing. He's trying to use that backspin of McGuffin and roll that two-hander, getting it to dip. Any way that he can make McGuffin hit up on the volley is his best chance to win the point.
Great job from Tardio, and this is a guy that did not like going from Premier to Challenger in MLP. Very talented player.
3-4.
Got a clank from McGuffin and just had too many options. Just everything in the computer was going, yes, do that or that or that, just not in the net.
Yeah, those are the ones you're going to have to convert if you want to take down a top dog like a Tyson McGuffin, especially in a big semifinal like this.
We got Diane Anderson, Ralph Fitzgerald, and Larry Harvard as our referees. And McGuffin said, I don't think this ball is fit for play anymore, so we're going to get a different one. And these fans who are still hanging in there at 7 o'clock in just disgusting conditions all around from a wetness and weather standpoint. Appreciate them.
These are my people, Dave.
Yes.
The diehards, lots of respect.
It's a great deep return from Tardio.
Yeah, McGuffin trying to run around and create space, but that ball just still got in him a little quicker than he wanted it to.
Yeah, got beat with the pace there of the return, which you can hit your own ability to get forward there, but Tardio's on it right now. And Tardio points to the exact spot where he should have hit a winner. Sometimes you just fall in love with the cross-court roll.
Always in hindsight, a little easier to know what the right shot was, but I still like that he's looking to dip that initial pass to move forward, not just slapping the ball around and hoping.
Yeah, and the Tardio grip is interesting. Choked up quite a bit on the handle.
5-3.
Got to look at that here in a minute once he's returning after this rally, maybe.
Yeah, and you mentioned the volleys being on point to start this match, and that's critical for Tardio. He's got to slow McGuffin down. A lot of his previous opponents, McGuffin has just been able to roll through and go on those big runs. Hasn't been able to yet in this one against Tardio.
Some players like to really step on the gas, play fast when it's going well. That is not Tyson's game. He will do it on occasion, but he'd much rather be ready to go, fit for the next rally. Ruh-roh.
The first errant volley we've seen from Tardio.
Yeah, and usually it is the foot speed of McGuffin that makes you be a little too fine, and that had not crept into the Tardio game until right there. And when you practice with the list of players you talked about, J-Dub and Dylan, the hands can handle. Go ahead and fire it at me.
For sure. McGuffin guessed right there, but Tardio still able to convert with the backhand volley.
All right, Gabe, we're going to go topspin lob through. I'm not doing cat and mouse. I'm doing over your head.
Well, we mentioned he has a lot of variety in his game, and definitely a variety type shot going with a topspin lob in singles.
Loved it. Didn't love that. And again, back to the prior, find that non-paddle side shoulder and don't give ground. He did everything right there, and Again, just got to stack, though, when you're playing a player of this quality on the other side.
6-4.
No, you're absolutely right, Dave. There's, only so much you can do to keep a player's aggression at bay. Sometimes they're just going to hit their spots and there's nothing you can do. So all the more reason why you need to have that scoreboard pressure on your own serve and string together several quality points.
Point.
Tyson always shows you the size of the fish that you caught when you missed. Just a little bound numerous times in finals. He would love the chance to get another crack at him, but still has work to do here.
Side out.
Tyson had a chance to go for a ridiculous. I mean, that's as wide as you can get when you're there. Just didn't make it. And there's the Tyson makes you think he's going to try and get for a ball he had no interest in touching because he knew it was well out. He's always in his full Hugh Jackman, the greatest showman mode.
Side out.
Certainly a makeable pass there from McGuffin. But Tardio doing a good job taking a lot of angle away from McGuffin for the most part. He's slowed him down. He just hasn't been able to go on that big run himself on his own serve.
Oh, just wildly wrong on the guess from McGuffin there, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, Tardio needed shots like that to fall for him if he wants to come back in this first game.
And there's the signature McGuffin combo platter. Come in behind a big forehand rip, hit it in the open court, and then bark at your team.
Yeah, normally he drives and crashes off of a shorter return. Decided to do that even off of a deep return because he hadn't been able to pressure the volley of Tardio much earlier.
And that is roped into the corner, and we are at game point. So Tardio's inability to do any damage on his serve is showing in the scoreboard. Does he have a chance to stop it here? Or are we going to game 2? We're going to game 2. That's impressive. There were so many kings he had to get through. Just deep on the return from McGuffin. So what would you tell the youngster?
Yeah, so he's been going with the middle return a lot, and I don't mind that strategy, but Tyson's starting to get in a rhythm of knowing what to do. So I would vary his return location between middle and Tyson's forehand. And then I like the idea of him looking to dip his initial pass just to get into more points. I think he needs to keep with that. A lot of this is just going to be execution for him.
Good start for Gabe Tardio here, up 2-zip.
Side out.
So let's look where Tardio goes on the return location. Very tough to slow Tyson McGuffin down.
0-2. Point.
Especially when he serves like that. That had a lot of shape and looked like it hit right on the back of the line.
Practice your serve at home. It's worth it.
1-2.
We're seeing it more and more in doubles. We'll see it the next couple of days as well.
Point.
Yeah, players like James Ignatowicz, who used to just kind of get his serve in, is now going for it, and a lot more cheap points, ability to dictate early.
Yes, Big Papa taking this one off, but couldn't agree more with the example.
Side out.
McGuffin frustrated because he used that paddle as sort of a cane or a stick to stop his momentum, and he had an opening.
2-2.
And that's the thing with Tardio, you can see it. Like, to put too much roll on that particular angle, you're like, just finding it was one thing.
No, for sure. And you see the ball striking. He's hitting a heavy ball. It's a clean ball. He's hitting just maybe getting outside that mindset of aiming for the winner and just trying to make your opponent stretch.
A little deep on that return. Again, when you see that camera's shaking a bit, it's because of what's going on all around us. This isn't a completely enclosed. It's covered, and obviously we're thrilled to have it to be able to get play in today. And just a tad late catching up to that volley, and this is what McGuffin does. We talk about a struggle for some players. He just can find those little spurts where he gets 3 or 4, and you're like, how am I down?
Yeah, it's just a tempo. It's just a faster tempo than almost anyone else. And it's just, if you're not ready for it, errors start to creep in.
Oh, no. Such a good setup to put McGuffin in trouble. I'd love to see him just let that ball travel and hit a forehand, like even a swinging volley down the line, instead of trying a much more difficult overhead. 5-2 McGuffin. And that's a beautiful forehand combo platter, served just in time for a late dinner.
Yeah, and Tardio is in dangerous territory now. McGuffin is loud, the forehand is working, and he can sniff that ticket for Sunday against Mr. Johns.
6-2.
And a cocktail goes well deep there. 7-2.
7-2.
Oh, Gabe thought he missed that. Wow.
Well, he's kind of changed his return location a little bit. Obviously played it very close to the line, but just enough to throw McGuffin off. He's going to have to really bring his best stuff here on serve. And again, when you play these top guys, it's so tough mentally, but you've got to get out of the mindset of needing or feeling as though you need to hit a winner every single time, because then errors just start to creep in over and over again. You still have to find that fine line of making them play a little bit.
Yeah, and this is where, again, having that friendly face, a coach on the bench here. Hey, call timeout. You're gonna, let's find our best stuff and push through here, or at least try to. This is slipping away from young Mr. Tardio.
Yeah, even without a coach, I'd love to see a timeout just to settle himself right now.
9-2.
And that is a brilliant point from McGuffin.
He's got it all rolling at the moment, Dave. He's getting loud. He's got some spring in his step, and he is 1 point away from taking on Mr. Johns for another chance at a title.
10-2.
Here we go, match point. And that will do it. Tyson McGuffin, a very tidy, very quick 11-4, 11-2.